Hello, Yellow Army, and welcome back to official TUFC TV, where we're joined by one of Playmore's favourite sons. It is, of course, Ben Whitfield. How you doing, Ben?
I'm good, thank you, Dom. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. It's looking forward to another game on Saturday and a chance to get back to winning ways. Obviously, Saturday's result was a bit of a disappointment. Anyone with United close to heart would say that. But what's the reaction been like in training this week?
Yeah, we've had a good week in training. We've tried to get the positivity back. Not that it ever left, but I think obviously when you're not winning games, it can kind of hinder on you a little bit. But we've all been positive in training this week. We've had a good few days so far. We'll take that into the rest of the week and hopefully into Saturday where we can get back to winning ways, because we know we've got it in us to win games. We just need to start proving so and getting back to what we were doing best before we were losing a few.
Because it's very important to keep that positive mindset, Ben, isn't it? Because it's largely the same group of players and all of that. Okay, there's some that's unavailable at the moment, but we've already shown that we can live with the best in this division, haven't we?
Yeah, well, we're up there for a reason. We had a really good start. We carried that on to around 15, 16 games, and everybody knows the last few. Maybe a few more haven't been good enough. I know we beat Solihull in there as well, but most of the last couple of games against Woking and Hartlepool definitely haven't been good enough. We know that as players, and it's up to us to put that right on the football pitch.
Well, the next opportunity, obviously, to put things right is against Boreham Wood on Saturday. And we've obviously already played them twice this season. What do you remember about those two matches?
They're a good side, just like anyone in this league. I think there's no easy game. Every game's a hard one, and anyone can beat anyone in this league. When we're at our best, I think we're the best team in the league. We've shown that we can beat people 4-5. When we're on every single person's on our game, and I think Saturday will be a tough challenge. They're a physical side. We know what they're about. We'll obviously do more work on them towards the back end of this week, like we always do on the opposition. And yeah, it should be a good game. Obviously, live on TV, so some might see that as a bit of added pressure, but we can also look at it as we can show the wider audience what we're about and why we're up there this season and how good we've been.
I mentioned there, Ben, about beating teams by 4 and 5, and of course, the trophy win at Boreham Wood, 4-0, was only a couple of months ago. That must give the side some added confidence. And with BT Sport covering the game, like you said, it would be nice to put the record straight with some sort of similar result. I know we'll all take 3 points, but with the watching public there, it would be nice to come away with the 3 points, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, last time we went there, we performed really well. We ended up beating them 4-0. I think, to my knowledge, we scored majority of them in the second half. So we know it's going to be a tough start. But if we break teams down like we have done for the majority of this season, I don't see why we can't come away with 3 points and get ourselves back to winning ways and obviously push ourselves back to top of the league.
Now, one of the constants so far this season, Ben, has been the team's away form, where we've been remarkably consistent. Is there anything you can attribute that to? Why do you think we've been so strong on the road this season?
I think when we've gone away from home, the most recent victory at Solihull, I think when we scored, we were more compact as a team. We were hard to break down. We were solid as a unit. I'm not saying we're not like that at home, but I think obviously with the mindset you're away from home and you go 1-0 up, I think you always get men behind the ball, just like Hartlepool did against us. We saw that when they scored, they threw everyone back behind the ball, and even though I thought we played some good football, they were really hard to break down. And I think that's the same with us. I think when we're away from home, we're really hard to break down, and we know when we're on our game, we can score goals, and that's what wins your football games. So on Saturday, if we get 1 or 2 goals, I'm confident that we can go on and win the game because of how good we are defensively and how good we have been on the road this season.
Yeah, now looking at the season as a whole, obviously the team's still riding high, still in third position. Both the promotion places are still up for grabs. There's still everything to play for, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said numerous times in this interview, we're up there for a reason. I think we're the best team in the league. I'll still stand by that because we're up there now, and we have been for the majority of the season. I think yesterday where it said since the 27th of October, I think we've been in that number one spot. We know recent weeks hasn't been good enough, but now we're chasing the leaders, and we've got to win games to get back up there, and that's the only way of getting back up there, by winning football games. So if we get back to our best, like we know we all can, and everyone individual is playing their best game, then I'm confident we can push ourselves right back up there.
I think I've probably said it before. I'm probably sounding like a broken record, but I think at the start of the season, if I'd been offered this position after 25 games, I think I certainly would have taken it. Ben, of course, you were player of the season, voted by the Yellow Army last term. You seem to have stepped things up again this season. How do you feel your own form has been?
Yeah, I think it's been good. I think now it's the most assists I've ever had in a season, which is obviously a positive for me. Recently, I don't think as the team and individually, I don't think it's been good enough. I know I can do better. I think the majority of the team knows we can do better also. But yeah, I'm happy with how my season's gone so far. I think we're 25 games in, and obviously with the cup competitions as well, we're a few more games added onto that. But yeah, I'm happy with how it's gone so far. There's still a lot of areas to improve, a lot of things to improve in my game, and working with the staff to improve myself and get better each week, and that's all I can do, and hopefully I can take that out onto a pitch and show how hard I've been working behind the scenes, and hopefully get a few more goals and assists before the end of the season.
Ben, with your form being so impressive, have you been feeling that you'd be getting any extra attention from opposing teams, particularly when they've been coming to play more? And if you have, how do you deal with that mentally?
I don't know if I have or haven't really. Sometimes you see when teams double up on you and get more men over on your side, etc. I think I've noticed it a couple recently since Aaron's been injured. I think him down the right hand side, him being so effective, that it's hard for him to double up both sides. And we know how important he's been this season, and he's been a loss for us since he's been gone. But we've got an unbelievable team, individually, and collectively we've got a really good squad. So yeah, I wouldn't really say it's something to deal with when teams come to our place and you think that they're gonna put 2 men on you, 3 men on you. You play the game, and whatever's there in front of you, you've got to deal with at the time, and hopefully get through the game and win the football match at the same time.
I suppose one of the strengths that you've got, one of the many strengths you've got, Ben, is that you're actually equally comfortable playing on the right or the left. Yeah,
I mean, I'm quite good with my left foot. I think a lot of my assists have been down the left-hand side this season, hanging them up in the box or cutting them back. So yeah, it's good that I can go both ways. I don't think the defenders know which way I'm going, because I don't know half the time either. So, but yeah, it's I like playing on either side. Wherever the gaffer plays me, I'll always give 100%, and he knows that, and I'll just do a job wherever I'm put.
Now, again, we've mentioned you've been amongst the goals already this season. You're on course to record your best tally of the season with a couple more. Have you set yourself an individual target? Have you got a target in mind, Ben? You don't have to tell us it, but
yeah, I always set myself a target at the start of the season. I've surpassed that with the assists, but not quite got there with the goals yet. So I need to get more goals to my game. I think that's what needs to improve. I've been working hard on that. And like everyone, goals win football matches. So goals anywhere on the pitch, if they come from me or they come from anywhere else, we don't mind, as long as we're winning games. But yes, individually, I'd like to score a few more and hopefully reach my target. I might let you know that one later on.
Well, you certainly seem to have flourished in your time at Playmore, and you've certainly you're a real favourite with the Yellow Army. I mean, you scored 7 times before the season was curtailed early last season. You've created numerous goals this season and scored a hatful yourself. What is it about playing under the gaffer that seems to bring out the best in you, Ben?
Since day one, really, since I've come in, he's had the confidence in me to play me. I know since I made my debut at Woking, we got a few injuries that game, and the game after I came straight into starting 11. But the faith he's had in me, I've tried to repay him in my performances, and I think the main thing probably is if you do have a bad game or you have a bad 90 minutes, the main thing that I want to do is work hard, because if it's not coming off for you with the ball and you're not producing with the ball, as long as you're working hard and giving 100% and pressing the opposition and defensively running back and trying to get on the pitch when we're attacking, then you're giving it 100%. But if you're having a bad game, if you're not doing that, then it looks even worse. So the gaffer to put that faith in me, to keep playing me week in, week out, even if I have had a bad game or 2 bad games on a bounce, he knows I can maybe put that right the game after. And keeping that faith in me is probably why I've been so effective in my performances.
Yeah, it is important to have the backing of the manager, and of course the whole club and the fans and that. And thankfully, there hasn't been too many times, Ben, where you haven't performed, to be fair.
Well, all you can do each week is put on the shirt and try to perform to the best of your ability. And like I said, each and every one of us this season has done that for the majority of the season. And if we keep doing that now for the rest remaining of the games, so we played 44 games, I'm pretty positive we'll be right up there, and hopefully we'll have something to cheer about come the end of the season.
Now, of course, Ben, the Yellow Army not absent from Playmore at the moment. Have you got a message for them with the last 19 games coming up?
Yeah, just to stick with us. We know recent performances haven't been good enough. We'll put that right, and we are trying relentlessly behind the scenes. And hopefully now Boris has give us a little insight of when they can come back. Hopefully we can have a few games in front of them, and it'll be right near the end of the season, and that's when it counts. So hopefully we're up there towards the end of the season, and we can celebrate with them when we've all got something to cheer about come the 29th of May.
Yeah, that'll be a dream way to finish off what has already been a really exciting season. Well, Ben, thank you for joining us today. Really do appreciate it. And Yellow Army, there's your message from Ben. Stick with us. But in the meantime, take care, keep safe, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.